WWE 2K18's release is right around the corner, and 2K have announced, once again, the biggest roster in franchise history. However, the same old problem crops up every year. Some superstars are likely to miss out on a spot. For some, it's a matter of timing. A handful will simply have debuted too late in the year to be included in the game's development. Other reasons are slightly more sensitive, perhaps involving burned bridges with WWE or still healing instances of bad publicity. Let's look at some! I'm Ben from What Culture, and here are the 10 biggest superstars that won't be in WWE 2K18. Number 10. Hulk Hogan. Let's start with the biggest name of all, Hulk Hogan. Although the general public perception of the Hulkster seems to have softened since his sex tape scandal helped a great deal by his big win over Gawker in court, WWE still probably consider the wounds too fresh for inclusion in 2K18. It's a shame, but an understandable one. Despite Hogan being one of the most larger-than-life stars in wrestling history, WWE aren't going to risk its inclusion, especially so soon after his legacy was tarnished with accusations of racism. Number 9. James Ellsworth. Sweet chinless, chinny chin chin boy, oh boy, where has your chin gone boy? Not even your goatee can save you now. James Ellsworth has, for better or worse, made a huge impact since popping up in a Braun Strowman squash match in June 2016. He was featured in a memorable, if ultimately irritating, program with Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles, got his own merch, got together with Carmella, and won the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Look, nobody truly likes him, but with minimal stats on display, wouldn't it be fun to crush him with Braun again and again? Number 8. Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin recently made his long-awaited return to WWE, making a home for himself on the SmackDown roster with new partner Chad Gable, and what a lovely home it is. Benjamin is regularly cited as one of the most underrated stars in WWE history, an athletic freak in the ring and a man who once flirted with the glass ceiling during that captivating feud with Triple H. Unfortunately, his return to the fold has come way too late to make inclusion in WWE 2K18 viable. TLC and Money in the Bank ladder matches won't be the same for another year at least, and that's really sad. Number 7. Kairi Sane. The Mae Young Classic has provided many standout talents, but the biggest one of all is probably Kairi Sane. Formerly known as Kairi Hojo, the Japanese star was renowned as one of the best wrestlers in the world as part of the all-female Stardom promotion, and prior to the tournament she signed a 3-year deal with WWE, which seems to imply that she's been earmarked for future success. Unfortunately, Sane and the other competitors in the Mae Young Classic are unlikely to be featured in WWE 2K18 unless the developers are absolute miracle workers, and they aren't because they're just people. Number 6. Demolition. Demolition are one of the most iconic and successful tag teams in WWE history, and until recently were the longest reigning tag champs in the company. Thanks, The New Day. Unfortunately for Axe and Smash, the Bruisers seem unlikely to appear in WWE 2K18 due to legal reasons. Demolition are two of the biggest names in the ongoing concussions lawsuit, a factor which many saw as a key motivation behind WWE's decision to push New Day to the record in the first place. As impressive and extensive as 2K's recent rosters have been, they seem to have slightly neglected classic tag teams altogether, and fans would surely love to take a trip down memory lane and play as a wider variety of golden era duos, and you have to imagine Demolition is chief among them. Number 5. Bruno Sammartino. It's baffling to think that Bruno Sammartino has only featured in one edition of the 2K WWE games, the 2014 installment to be exact. One of the greatest legends the business has ever seen and one of the great early WWE champions surely deserves to be honoured year after year. Simply due to Bruno's prior exclusion, it seems unlikely that he'll be making an appearance this year, but were Sammartino to appear in the near future, it'd be interesting to see how 2K incorporates his old school moveset into the game. Number 4. Owen Hart. Owen Hart is a wrestling legend tragically taken before his time, and for some reason, he's been denied entry to every 2K-developed wrestling game so far. After his death in 1999, his widow Martha Hart filed a lawsuit preventing WWE from using his likeness, but despite that being resolved in 2013 with the outcome allowing WWE to use Owen and his likeness, there hasn't even been a whisper of him. Whether it's an unspoken agreement between company and family, or they just didn't want to include him, you won't be seeing Owen Hart in 2K18. Number 3. Adam Cole. Adam Cole, yes I know it's not baby, thank you for all the messages, seems to have jumped to WWE at just the right time, signing while at the cusp of his indie popularity. The only ever 3-time Ring of Honor World Champion saw an explosion of notoriety after joining the Bullet Club, only to be kicked out and replaced by Marty Scurll before his arrival in NXT. The slimiest heel in professional wrestling then shocked nobody at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 when he made his debut, jumping Drew McIntyre immediately after his NXT title win. Like many on this list, however, it's unlikely we'll see the Pennsylvania native in WWE 2K18. Hopefully his first year with the company will be impressive enough to merit his inclusion next time round. Number 2. Red Dragon. When attacking the much larger Drew McIntyre, Adam Cole didn't act alone. He was also accompanied by Red Dragon, the indie team of Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Although perhaps best known as a tag team, O'Reilly and Fish have both enjoyed considerable success as single stars too. Like Cole, it seems as though the pair have showed up just too late to be included in the game, and while yes, Fish and O'Reilly made sporadic NXT appearances prior to TakeOver, their arrival as a permanent force sadly seems to have happened too recently. Number 1. Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, and others. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate have been the two unquestionable breakout stars of the WWE's UK division, but they and their countrymen are very unlikely to be included in the game. Such is the lateness of their rise. One factor could be the size of Bate's thighs, which would dictate the game's ship on 3 discs, but another factor could be the sporadic nature of their appearances on WWE programming, as they still spend most of their time devoted to the UK indie scene, although that astonishing title match at NXT TakeOver Chicago will surely live long in the memory. Here's hoping Pete and Tyler end up in future installments of WWE 2K games, as well as some of their peers including Trent Seven, Wolfgang, and of course, our best friend Joseph Connors.